Okay. Good afternoon, class. IT 103 for our lesson number 1. Since you are enrolled in discrete structure, I need to open it with the introduction to discrete structure. So our topics for the whole, hindi naman ito pang isa lang, for the whole semesters, we have the propositional logic. Lesson number 1 natin yan. Then predicate logic, proof, sets, functions, relations, algorithms, induction, counting, combinatorics, recursion, PI or pi, graphs, and trees. Why discrete structure? Muna to ha. Why discrete structure? Because computer use discrete structure to represent and manipulate data. IT 103 are the basic building block for becoming an IT specialist. So hindi lang po kayo itetest ng inyong teacher sa programming, hindi lang po kayo itetest sa mathematics, but you are going to test logically. So it is not a programming, okay? But you can use a program para makita ninyo yung logic behind that. It is also not a software engineering. So according to Dutch computer scientist, programmer, software engineer, system scientist, science essayist, and pioneer in computing scientist, which is Edger Dijkstra. Sabi niya, it is no more about computers than astronomy is about telescopes. So, hindi lang daw puro mga computers or technology ang under ng computers. No? Under din daw ito ng logic. So, katulad ng astronomy ay hindi lang puro telescopes. Okay, it is about problem solving. So, problem, it deals with the statement, not a mathematical one. Kaya yung ating discrete structure, it concerns logic. Okay, another one, mathematics is at the heart of problem solving. That's why we are using discrete structure for our problem solving. Defining a problem requires mathematical rigor. Use and analysis of models, data structures, algorithms requires a solid foundation of mathematics to justify why a particular way of solving a problem is correct or efficient. Like for example, better than another way, it requires analysis with a well-defined mathematical model. So to justify a particular way of solving a problem, gagamit po tayo dyan ng testing for our discrete structure. Okay, then what is discrete structures? According to Kenneth H. Rosen, in his 6th edition, Kenneth Rosen is an author of discrete mathematics. Sabi nga, discrete mathematics is part of mathematics devoted to the study of discrete objects, and discrete structure is part of discrete mathematics. Discrete mathematics is the study of mathematical structures that are fundamentally discrete rather than continuous. So, bibigay ko sa inyo kung ano ba yung discrete, ano ba yung continuous, dahil medyo bago yan sa inyong mga pandinig. Okay, discrete versus continuous. Para mas malinaw, let's have an example of discrete data. Number of boys in the class, number of candies in a pocket, number of suitcases lost by an airline. So it means whole numbers. Diba? Example ng discrete ay whole numbers. Kasi number of boys in the class, hindi naman pwedeng 4.5 or 24.5 tayo. Dapat ano yan, whole numbers. Kung 12, 12. The number of candies in a packet, ilan ba? Sometimes may kalahati nga naman, di ba, yung candies. Sabi merong, I have 2.5. No, pero yung total talaga na candies, I'm talking candies here of a whole candies, not part of a candies. The number of suitcases lost by an airline, suitcases. So sometimes yung dala-dala natin pag nagta-travel tayo, yung ating mga suitcases, hindi naman pwedeng hatiin mo yung suitcases, no? Di na, nahulog na yung mga laman nun pag hinati. Kaya ang discrete, example of discrete is concise or yung tinatawag na whole numbers. Example of continuous data naman, height of a person, time in a race, and distance traveled by a car. So you will notice, yung height, it can be 5.5 or 5.5. It can be 10.5, no? Depende kung ano yung sukat na gagamitin mo. Then time in a race, kasi sa time, we need to, ano ba yan? May kasama bang seconds yan? Di ba? Kung minutes lang, well, ang minutes, iba pa rin kasi. Meron tayong time sa ibang bansa na hindi pareho ng time natin dito. And then distance traveled by a car, also on continuous data. Yan. So those are an example of discrete and continuous. So balikan natin yung kanina. Sabi nga, discrete mathematics is the study of mathematical structures that are fundamentally discrete rather than continuous. So sabi, exact, diba? And what are the different application of discrete mathematics? How can a circuit that adds two integers be designed? Sabi nga bago ka makapag-create ng program, di ba? Na IT 103 kayo, so you are finished with C++. Kung ongoing pa lang ang C++ ninyo. Kasi you are going to create programs. In creating programs, ano ang unang-unang ginagawa? So, syempre, bibigyan kayo ng problem. Based on the problem, you have to analyze it. Di ba? Based on analyzation, ano yung mga data na gagamitin mo. No? So, what are those data? Kasi sa analyzation, it deals with logic. So, paano tatakbo yung data? Yung iba nga, papagawain pa kayo ng model. So, anong gamitin nyo sa model? Gagamit kayo ng, for example, flowchart or DFD. So, ang flowchart ang gagamitin nyo para makita ninyo yung flow ng program, di ba? Kung paano tatakbo yung data ninyo sa loob ng program para makapag-create kayo ng meaningful output. Okay, so ito yung mga applications. Paano ba, no? How can a circuit that adds two integers be designed? So, isip-isip. Logic thinking. Then, how many ways are there to choose a valid passport on a computer? Lalo na ngayon, di ba? Maraming mga hackers. So, prone ang yung ating mga data online. Kaya nga, yung iba, aside from inputting your username and password, yung iba, meron pa silang mga tinatawag na meron pa mga magkiklik ka. Kung totoong human ka, you have to identify what will be click mo lang kung ano yung mga parts dito na sasabihin namin. So, iba naman gumagamit ng biometrics. Di ba? Kasi sabi to, how many ways are there to choose a valid password on a computer? So, ilan ba ang valid password? So, di ba, ang computers sometimes, ngayon nag-i-increase na. Dati, sa ATM machines natin, 4 digits lang, okay na. No, ngayon, dumagdag na, naging 6 digits na. Tulad din ng plaka ng ng sasakyan. So nabago na yung ating ating numbering. So hanggang dumadami yung sasakyan, kailangan ng iba't ibang or dagdag ng dagdag sa identity. Ganun din dito sa computer. So sa password, how valid no is your password? Ilang ways ba yan pwede? Kasi baka yung hacker mas mabilis pang mag-identify sa'yo ng password. Then what is the shortest path between two cities using the transportation system? Yan, sa mga engineering, gamit-gamit yan. You have to use your logical thinking. Hindi lang logical dapat meron kang view sa taas, no? To identify the shortest path between the two cities. Lalo na ngayon, yung transportation system natin, gusto na nating madagdagan, mas lalo pang umunlad. Kaya maraming kino-construct, di ba, na mga transportation system. So how can I encrypt a message so that no unintended recipient can read it? So ito naman, gamit naman ito usually ng medical records. Kasi dapat ang medical records ay hindi accessible ng kahit sino, kundi ng one particular person lang. Kasi importante yung kanyang medical record. So yung ibang doctors, they encrypt their files. Ini-encrypt yan. So paano mai-encrypt na hindi mababasa ng iba, na hindi mabilis mabasa, ma-access? So how many valid internet addresses are there? Naku, sigurado ngayon nadagdagan ng internet addresses. Because ang learning system natin is online. So every gadgets that you use, our IT people, katulad natin, sila yung gumagawa ng mga internet addresses para sa atin. Identification ng bawat unit natin yon, or identification ng bawat account natin na ini-input via online. Then how can a list of integers be sorted so that the integers are in increasing order? So paano yon? Paano yung sa mga integers natin? So we all know integers are positive and negative numbers, di ba? Yan, so yung applications ng discrete mathematics can answer that, yung mga question na what and how. Okay, so problem solving, sabi natin, ang discrete mathematics or discrete structure is a problem solving. So here, it requires mathematical rigor. Like for example, your boss is not going to ask you to solve. Like for example, an MST or minimal spanning tree, or a TSP or traveling cells person problem. Ang gagawin ng inyong boss, itatanong sa inyo kung ano ba yung way, no? Ano ba yung pinakamabilis? Rarely will you encounter a problem in an abstract setting. Abstract means, ang abstraction kasi, you are only concerned on and off. And how to do that, that is not your problem. Parang ano lang yan yung ating electricity, when we open our electricity, kailangan i-on natin yung switch. Pag gusto nating i-off, ipindutin lang natin yung off switch. Ngayon, kung paano yun bumubukas, that is not our problem. So that is abstraction. Ang concern lang natin ay the input and output. No? Yung process, hindi natin concern yun. However, he or she may ask you to build a rotation of the company's delivery truck to minimize the fuel usage. So katulad ng mga nasa manufacturing firm, no? Let's say 1,000 lang yung nag-aas sa kanila ng supply, nadagdagan. Naging 1 million na. So how can they solve, no? How they can give 1,000 supply or 1 million supply rather to their customers? Ang kaya lang na gawin ng ating machine ay 1,000. So, ang gagawin nyo dyan, either you adapt another machine or make your machine faster that can cater 1 million customers. So it is up to you to determine. So you have to determine a proper model for representing the problem and a correct or efficient algorithm for solving it. So ano ba yung proper model to represent the problem and a correct or efficient algorithm? So alam niyo na ba kung ano yung algorithm? Algorithm is a step-by-step, no, instruction on how to do a specific problem. Kasi you can solve that problem by indicating step 1, ano yung unang-unang gagawin. No? Parang nag-identify din kayo kung paano makapunta. Kasi may ways na tayo no? Sa isang lugar. May ways na tayo, hindi na natin problem yun. Punta lang tayo sa ways and then, kaya lang sometimes yung ways natin, hindi siya nag-identify kung medyo delikado ba yung lugar o hindi. Basta ituturo lang niya yung lugar kung saan. Kasi yun yung alam niya. Pero how cruel or how yung the road, yung road doon, hindi naman makikita kung maganda yung road. Pero na-identify niya yung traffic, no? Na-identify din niya yung kung may mga ginagawang daan, pero kung paano ka dadaan, no, at walang taong or wala pang ilaw pala, hindi niya sasabihin yon, no? So, give the proper model and the efficient algorithm. So, I have here a scenario. For example, scenario number 1, a limo company. So, alam niyo yung limo. Ito ay rental na mga exclusive or yung mga magagandang mga sasakyan. So, a limo company has hired you or your company to write a program or computer program to automate the following tasks for a large event. So, ano yung i-automate ninyo? Task number 1. In the first scenario, businesses request, no, limos and drivers. So, may limos at may drivers. For a fixed period of time, specifying a start data or time and end date and time, and a flat charge rate. So, ibig sabihin, si Limo Company pala ay nagpaparent ng sasakyan. Kasi as you can see sa task number 1, so nag-specify daw ng period of time, ano yung period of time na gagamitin yung sasakyan, kailangan sabihin mo yung start, date and time, and end date and time. Or kung wala namang time period, a flat charge rate can be given. So the program must generate a schedule that accommodates the maximum numbers of customers. Ayan, so ano yung maximum number ng customers? Siyempre, no, hindi naman natin alam kung ilan yung magiging customer natin. Then, task number 2. The second task in the second scenario, the limo service allows customers to bid on a ride so that the highest bidder get a limo when there aren't enough limos available. So it means yung limos ng company na yon ay hindi ganon karami. No, yung limo ng company na yon ay parang first come first serve. So dapat daw sa program merong bidding that allows the customer to bid on a ride. So kung sino yung highest bidder, sa kanya mapupunta yung pag-rent ng sasakyan. Parang complicated, ano? Kasi may bidding-bidding pa. Ano ba yung sasakyan na yan? Napakaganda naman ng sasakyan na yan. Okay, the program should make a schedule that is feasible. No limo is assigned to 2 or more customers at the same time. Yan. So it means 1 limo, 1 customer. While maximizing the total profit. Meron pa tayong scenario number 3. Task number 3, here, each customer is allowed to specify a set of various times and bid an amount for the entire event. The limo service must choose to accept the entire set of times or reject it. Ayan, so may kahit na pala ikaw yung pinakamataas na bidder, so yung company ay mayroon siyang kapasidad na i-reject, no? Kasi sometimes nakikita nila siguro hindi sila ano dun sa magre-rent, hindi sila kampante, baka kukunin lang yung sasakyan. Then each customer daw allowed to specify a set of various times, no? Kahit ilang beses, pero one customer, one limo in one day. So the program must again maximize the profit. No? So ang job natin dito is to build a mathematical model for each scenario. So ano yung mga mathematical model na gagamitin natin to build the scenario? Kayo ba na ano niyo na ba sa isip ninyo yung scenario 1, scenario 2, and scenario 3? Okay, mamaya babalikan natin yan ulit. So ano pa ba ibang job aside from mathematical model for each scenario? So you need to develop an algorithm for solving each task. So meron tayong 3 task. Kailangan natin ng 3 algo. Justify that your solutions work. Prove that your algorithm terminate, or yung tinatawag na termination. Prove that your algorithm finds a solution when there is one. Ibig sabihin nun, completeness. Prove that the solution of your algorithm is correct. Then, sabi diyan, soundness. And prove that your algorithm finds the best solution. Kasi ang goal lang naman ng company is to maximize the profit, di ba? Optimality ang tawag doon. Then prove that your algorithm finish before the end of life on Earth. Kasama pa yan. Kasi di ba, yung iba nating computer developer, nakakamatayan na yung pag-develop ng computers. Di ba? Balikan natin yung ating history. Nag-history kayo sa 101, di ba? Balikan natin yung ating history. Di ba si Charles Babbage ang father ng computer? So meron siyang hindi nagawa. Nakamatayan na niya yung kanyang work. Yan. So kaya ang sabi dito sa huli, prove that your algorithm finished before the end of life on Earth. Ang tawag doon, efficiency, time, and space complexity. So yun yung job natin. And then I have here an activity. So ano bang gagawin ninyo dito sa mga scenario na to? Kasi activity rito iba eh. Yan, mamaya balikan natin yan. Okay, dito muna tayo sa task number 1 kasi gagawa kayo dyan ng algo. Alam niyo na yung algo? Step-by-step instructions. So, didiscuss natin yan. Picturean nyo muna. At saka yung scenario number 2. Picturean nyo muna yan. And scenario number 3. Okay na, napicturean na. Okay, so para sa ating activity, sa ating sit work. Yan.
Ma'am, patingin nga po ulit, ma'am. Ilan yun, ma'am?
Okay, scenario number 1,
Yan po. Tapos
the
yung sunod po.
picture. Scenario number
Sige,
2,
ma'am.
and scenario number 3. Okay na?
Okay na, ma'am.
Okay, so
Okay na
ito
po.
naman yung ating take-home activity. Ibig sabihin nito, hindi natin gagawin ngayon. Itong activity na ito, 1 week ninyong gagawin. So ito po ay about, so I hope Pythagorean theorem ay na-encounter nyo na. So meron tayong anong shape. So familiar ba kayo? Obvious, no? It is a triangle. So having three sides. The first side, which is in the y-axis, is A, and on the x-axis and the y-axis is B, and yung kanyang intersection niyan ay C. So Pythagorean theorem formula, A raised to 2 plus B raised to 2 is equal to C raised to 2. So, ang gagawin natin dito, hindi tayo magko-compute, pero logical thinking, ito yung scenario. So, I want you to, ayan, yung given, yung kulay green na color. Okay, so, ang gagawin ninyo is to rearrange this triangle into, number 1, a C by C square, and then, number 2, an A by A, and a B by B square. So in order to produce a square. So magpo-produce kayo ng square, no? A CSC square. So it means, ayan, nakikita ninyo yung kulay yellow. So yung C nasa labas lahat, 'di ba? Ito yung green. Yan yung original na triangle. So may mga sides 'yan. Ang side niyan A, B, and C. So ang sinasabi ditong C by C, kasi ang ating square made of 4 sides. So yung 4 sides na 'yan, dapat yung letter C, yun ang makikita ko sa bawat side. At hindi ko makikita yung B, hindi ko makikita yung A. Okay? Okay na. Second, an A by A and a B by B square. So paano ba yun? An A by A square and a B by B square.